Good morning, Minecraft. This is Kassarian, and coming to you today with a spotlight of Cogs of the Machine. Look at all this fun stuff. Alright, so let's get started without too much ado. The first thing you need to know about cogs are, as well, you need to know about the cogwheels. Not much cogs without the cogwheels. Okay, so the way cogs work is you throw them down on the ground. They're a lot like redstone. They will interconnect with each other, as you can see here. And the other cool thing is they can go up blocks, and they will connect to each other, in fact. Nice! If you look at that. They can go there, and... oh, that doesn't seem to want to work. Huh, interesting.
Maybe if you get rid of that.
But I can put a cog there, and a cog there, and this entire system shouldn't turn, I believe. That would be... because that one's going to rotate that way, that one's going to rotate that way, this one's going to rotate that way. Right? That's rotating that way. Anyways, I'm getting myself distracted again. Okay, so we have three different types of cogs. You have wooden cogs, iron cogs, and brass cogs. And they are crafted like this. Iron, using iron plates, and I'll get to how to make those, and brass. Now, the brass ingots and brass bars are interchangeable thanks to Forge or Dictionary with their red power 2 equivalents. But if you notice, there is no brass plate equivalent. Now, the other things you can craft are the switch cogwheel and the detector cogwheel. And we'll get into those in a minute. Well, you have these cogs. Now, how do you turn them? Well, early on, your only really way of turning them will be with a crank. If I can spell today, which I apparently can't. The crank's pretty easy. Crafting recipe is just some sticks in a crank shape. Yeah. And all you have to do is just right-click on a crank, and you can see it turning. Now, the cool thing is you see that this torch lit up over here. Oh, that is turning. Okay. I thought that wouldn't. Huh. And you need some redstone for me to really demonstrate how this works. Let's just use some red alloy wire. I like red alloy wire. It's nice. Now, if I turn this... oh, right, because the detection behavior is different. Minecraft. So if I turn this, you can see the redstone's lighting up. And if I throw some red alloy wire down, you should see now it's going to decide to cooperate. Or not, because it's being stupid today. Okay, so as you can see, this torch emits energy, emits redstone signal whenever it's working. Now, what about this lever torch? How does this work? Well, let's say we had one here, and some more cogs here, and some cogs connecting these two networks. Now remember, this thing is going to light that. What's going to happen? Whoa, it isn't turning really. Not much at all. Why is that? Well, whenever there's a redstone signal applied, such as by a lever, the switch cog isn't going to want to turn. And it's actually going to jam the whole system. Because if that cog doesn't want to turn, these cogs aren't going to turn either. Whereas if I broke this, it turns. Now, if you notice, my crank just broke. There's a reason for that. The crank only lasts for a certain number of uses, as determined by its durability bar. So it's a limited source of power, and it's manual, but it's also pretty much free. So that's not too bad. Now, what can we do with this stuff? Alright, that's pretty cool. We can get ourselves, it's like called a stone crusher, or just a crusher? No. It is, what is it again? I'm completely forgetting. It is a pounder. There we go, something like that. That's right, crusher is from another mod. So we get ourselves a pounder, right? Now the pounder has to be placed off the ground because there has to be something for it to sit on. So for the example of this, let me build this up, throw the pounder right there, and we're just going to throw a wooden cogwheel on it, okay? And this would be a good time to talk about World Gen. This mod adds 2 World Gen items, zinc and another version of copper. They're both, yep, 297. zinc, and copper. Copper will cooperate with everyone else's ore dictionary, so don't worry about that. And the zinc will be added to the world on Gen. Pretty nice. So we just throw some copper in there, and we'll see how this works. So we'll get ourselves a crank, just like this, and we'll start cranking away. Whoa, what just happened there? Something happened. It actually crushed the copper into copper fragments. Now, if you look at the recipe for the pounder, bunch of different recipes, 3 string, 60% chance. If you give stone, it'll give you rock, which I'm not certain what that's actually used for, to be honest with you. Though I bet I could find out. But as you can see here, 50% of the time it has a chance of doubling iron ore, and 20% of the time it triples it. And the same thing for just about everything else. You can also crush wood to get 50% chance of getting extra wood plank, and you can crush sticks from planks, and every now and then you get a third one. And I'll get to that compressed clay thing in a little bit. Okay, so you can see it crushed it. Nice. Now, we could now cook this up in a furnace, right? Right. But let's say we don't want to. Let's say we want to make an alloy in this mod. Well, how do we do that? We do that with the foundry. The foundry is 5 of this claystone, 2 iron, and a furnace. How do we get claystone? Well, we need to take a clay block. Remember, that's a block, not a piece of clay. And throw it into here. And just crank away. And pretty quickly we get ourselves some compressed clay. Nice! If we cook up this compressed clay, we get claystone. Now, I'm not going to bore you guys with watching through all that, so I'm just going to cheat myself a foundry here and drop it down. Okay, now the foundry needs fuel, so let me just get myself some coal coke from Railcraft because it's the most burnable material I know of. Now, what's this complex interface? Oh my. Well, this isn't too bad, actually. For example, if I took my copper and I just chucked it in here, right? You'll see it melts the copper down, but it doesn't give me an ingot. It leaves it sitting in its own little internal storage tank. In fact, if I jump up here, yay, it has a little animation. Cool. So it's smelting its way along, and it's run out of things to smelt. So what do I do now? Well, I can get an ingot out of it by clicking that button. Unclick to deselect. So I get an ingot. I can melt the ingot back down and get the copper back. Or I can get myself a plate. Just like that. Again, throw the plate in, melt it back down. Now let's say I wanted to get myself some of that brass. Well, I'd just throw the zinc in, melt down, and whoa, it just changed. See, it's now telling me it has brass in its inventory. And it used up some of that zinc. It used up the copper to help create brass. Now the zinc's building up. Well, I need to get the brass out before I can get the zinc out. So I just click the bar button, and it gives me those 2 bars. Nice. Now the other recipe for this is if you have zinc in there and you get yourself an iron ingot, if you put it in this top slot here, it'll dip it and create galvanized iron. That's another crafting ingredient you'll need as time goes on. Nice. So as you can see, we have a bit, I'd say, easier way of processing ore. There's some talk on the forums about allowing people to just drop items at the top, but I don't know, haven't heard a response to the mod author on that. I think it would be cool, especially for automation. Okay. Now, we have this crusher, right? But it's going to be kind of tedious. Like if I have a stack of iron, or if I have a stack of tin even. Will tin work in this thing? Yes, it will. So if I have a stack of tin in there, right? I have to keep cranking this thing. This is going to get tiring in a hurry. Wow. Okay, so instead, let's get ourselves an item to generate power. This item is a pendulum. I'm just going to throw it down. Oh, crap, it's sided. Okay, that works. So see this little side here? This tells you which way it's going to turn and where you need to place your gear for this to work. So I'm going to throw that down, and you can see it's now running automatically. Not very quickly, but it's running. And the recipe for the pendulum is as shown. Okay? So it's running away. It's doing its thing, right? Slowly but surely. But you know what? You're saying, hey, Kassarian, really, that's really slow, man. Like, we want something with a lot more power. Well, okay, I get ya. I get ya. We're all used to induction furnaces. We're all flippin' impatient. We want our stuff and we want it now. Alright, so let's get ourselves out of the perpetual motion age. And guys, give the mod author a break. This is Minecraft. We have infinite water. We've already violated about every one of the laws of the conservation of energy we can think of. So, let's get ourselves a steam generator. Let's get ourselves 3 of them just for kicks, right? Right. Okay, so we're going to put these guys down here. And the recipe for the steam generator is some of these iron rivets, iron bars, iron plates. The iron rivets are crafted as shown. And one of those steam containers. The steam container is just 4 galvanized iron around some glass. And I already showed you how to make galvanized iron. So let's throw our steam capsule in here. And we're going to need some water. Well, thanks to my good friend, Thermal Expansion. And seriously, guys, if you haven't checked out Thermal Expansion, please do. It is an amazing mod that uses Buildcraft energy. Okay, so let's get ourselves an aqueous accumulator just to generate ourselves some infinite water here. And let's get ourselves some liquiducts. Just hook these guys up. And of course, it's not cooperating with me because I already let it fill with water. Right. Let's give these guys a good whack here. And turn these 2 off of extract mode. Okay, so we have that connected. Now what do we do? Well, we need fuel for these things. So let's get ourselves some coal coke. And let's start heating these guys up, shall we? Okay, so they're producing some nice amounts of steam for us. You can see that steam container is already starting to fill up. Nice, 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 nice. I like that. But how do we generate usable power from this? Well, we need one of these steam generators. So let's come back over here. Let's take down our pendulum, shall we? Throw our steam generator up instead. Now, if I remember correctly, the steam generator, you can just throw a gear. You don't do that. Throw a gear on it and give it some steam. So let's get this steam container that we have over here. And let's hook it up. Oop. Right, it's not a steam generator. That's what you use to get the steam. It's a steam motor. Right. Sometimes I get a little confused by all these naming conventions. Okay, and as you can see, that's the motion side, motive side. So we put that on. Now it's not generating any power yet, okay? So we take our steam container, which I already had, and we'll just throw it in. Whoa, that's working a lot faster. And these gears are spinning away. Now, these gears have a limited energy transfer capacity, which I've known about, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around. So let me just throw some brass gears on these things. Oh, wow, look at that. That's running a lot faster. 124.5 rotations per minute. That's pretty fast. Not as fast as your car, but pretty good considering the fact that we're basically using Industrial Revolution age technology. Nice. So this thing will automatically regulate depending on the speed that those gears allow. Oh, it just stopped. Why did it stop? What happened? Our steam container ran out. Oh, well, that's not good. How are we going to fix this? Well, let's get ourselves a high... No, it's not high. It's just a pressure tank. Okay. So, let's get ourselves a pressure tank and some steam pipes. Now, the steam pipes are crafted as shown. Just some iron rivets and some galvanized iron tubes, just 2 pieces of galvanized iron. Nice and easy. And now our pressure tank is 3 of these steam containers, iron plates. Nice. So let's hook these guys up. Now, I am not quite certain on the siding behavior of these things. They work for me, sort of. Shift click. There we go. And let me put this up here. And let me hook up these guys. Yeah, okay, it's going to be kind of... I'm still sort of figuring out how these things are supposed to connect to each other, but... Haha. I have a feeling this is not connecting properly. That feeling is becoming more and more pronounced. So let's move these, alright? Okay. Also, the block updates seem to be kind of funky around these machines. I'm not certain why yet. I'm hoping to have a discussion with the mod author eventually about what triggers those, and I'll get back to you guys. So let's just rehook up our system here. There we go. Force the block update. I think for some reason these things are being interesting about how they do their block updating right now. I'm not certain to why yet. But put our steam pipe on, and yeah, the corner pieces tend to have some update issues on them. There we go. There we go. So now we will be receiving steam into our pressure vessel from all three of these boilers. Nice. Filling that up nice and quick. Now, we can also charge our steam container directly from these things. See? Nice and quick. But we can also hook up our steam pipes, if I can get up here, and hook them up. Now they're cooperating. Okay. And hook them up directly into our steam generator. Look at this, guys. Nice and quick. And it already chewed through that entire stack. I like it. Now, as you saw back here with the switch, there's no way I can isolate this. So this will keep running whether or not it has anything in it. And I wouldn't exactly stand under it if I were you guys. Okay, so now that we have that figured out, let's look at another block. It's called the saw. Mechanical saw. Nice, 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 nice. And let's put... Figured out how to hook this thing up. Put this here. And will you... Yes, you will face. Okay. Just had to figure that out, guys. Don't worry about me. And just connect your power to it, like so. And the saw starts running. Now, what do you do with the saw? Well, first of all, if I walked into this thing, I'll start taking damage. Now, of course, I'm not because I'm wearing my gravity suit. Wow, that's a lot of damage. Okay, mod game. There we go. That was a bug with Gravisuit, apparently. So if I get out a lever, and here's the cool thing. Whoa! Nice. Look at that, guys. Back and forth and back and forth. And dealing a lot of damage, too. Did I actually take damage that time? No. Okay. So extend it. It goes out of block range, and bring it back in. And when I extend it, ow. And I bring it back. Nice! And the saw is crafted like this. The cylinder, fairly simple. Okay, so now that we've got our saw, well, that's great for killing mobs. That's definitely great for killing mobs. But how do we get mobs to be pushed into it? Well, we have fans. Another thing this mod adds, I believe, if I set it up like that, and another one like this, that should work. Should work quite well. So let's say we have a hallway, right? I'm just going to connect these gears like this. It'll turn that fan on. And there is power loss over distance, by the way, guys. And that'll turn that on. So let's say I'm a mob walking down this hallway, right? Do. Oh. I got pulled towards the fan. Whoa! Whoa. Oh, that hurt. Ow.
You turn off the saw while you're playing with fans pointed at it.
So as you can see, these fans are actually quite effective at pushing me around. and you can use them to shove monsters around. I like it. I like it a lot, actually. So I'm a mob walking down, Whoa, ow. Actually, let's demonstrate it, shall we? Let's get ourselves our friend the spider. Spawn spider. Nice. Nice. Look at that, guys. Now, you could also use this as a pretty effective machine to kill cows. For example. Or pretty much any other mob, come to think of it. I like it. Whee! Ow. So, what else can you do? Well, a lot of these advanced items require something called a servo table. Now, the servo table is basically, it's this mod's advanced crafting system. You need to put a gear on it, of course. And you can see it starts running. Now, basically, it's a crafting table that requires some form of power to run. As a matter of fact, it requires mechanical power. Look at that. So you put the item in, item spits out. You get a little process bar across here. So, for example, if I got some brass and a mechanical board, I get the clockwork cane. So put the mechanical board in here. Those brass I got earlier. Hey, look at those cool animations, guys. If nothing else, this mod has some amazing animations in it. And I'm getting myself the cane. I can't pull it out yet because it's not done. Yeah, this mod has some great animations, from the saw blade to these gears. I mean, this is really amazing. To, this thing that runs automatically. This is really a cool mod, guys. And I get myself the clockwork cane. Nice. Now, the clockwork cane basically functions as an infinite use crank. So I can crank all day and it's going to keep going. Ow, ow, ow. It also lets me change the direction of these fans by right-clicking. So it's basically the wrench. So in my earlier example, this thing was pointing the wrong way, right? And that'll let me change the orientation. This is painful. There we go. There we go. Ow. It keeps happening to me. I don't know why. So now, you can see it will push me along. And if, for example, I had some cobblestone, to make this a little easier space to work in, right here, and this was set further back, I'm a mob, I'm an ow. Yes. If I can actually get out of this thing. Wow, I've built a trap for myself. Whoa, nice. Way to go, Kassarian. So as you can see, let me disable these things so I don't kill myself here. Even with gravity suit, it'll be kind of embarrassing to die during a spotlight. But my girlfriend's laughing hysterically at me. So, this is some of the basics. Now, you can also get some tools, and these are called wind-up tools. So let me get the first item that I need, which is the winding bench. The winding bench, you just sort of place it down. Let me get over here. Place it down, connect a gear to it, and it starts working. Nice. And this device either charges up your wind-up tools or can charge up these little trinkets, clockwork trinkets. Wind-up trinket. Now, you can either put it in there to charge, or you can charge it yourself. Now, as you can see, it's charging up. Slowly but surely. But it also tends to eat a lot of your hunger while doing so. It's an exhausting task. But if you don't want to do that, you just put it in your winding bench, and it winds right up. Now, what can we do with that WE, or wind energy? Well, we can get ourselves a clockwork pick. Nice. So, we just mine through stuff, like a pick. This is pretty cool, okay. Infinite use pick, okay, that's fine. Or we right-click, and the pick head flies off. And it breaks blocks for us in a straight line. Nice! Very nice! I like this thing a lot! And it just kind of keeps going. Okay. Not amazing range, but it has pretty decent range. And then, when this thing runs out of power, I put this here, your wind-up trinket here, and you get out your fully wound tool. Very nice. All right. So another item you can get, guys, is this thing. This is the rivet gun. Fans of BioShock? But of course you need rivets. So let's get some iron rivets here. Nice sound effect. Decent spread, too. Now, the iron rivets deal 4 hearts of damage. Brass rivets, if I get myself the correct amount here, deal 6. Okay. Golden rivets, if I remember correctly, deal 6 and also will pass through enemies. So let me get myself a shooting range set up here. Just some cow. Now, if I had hit those correctly, it would have killed both of them, I believe. Or you can get yourself a rusted rivet. Now, these don't have any purpose, I believe, other than being shot by this thing. And you get them just by putting 8 rivets in a crafting table with some water. And these things will also poison enemies. I love the sound effect you get with that. Another item you can get is the portable saw. Well, you guys can probably guess what this does. Wood blocks will cut through pretty quickly, so let me get some oak here. And drop it down. Nice, pretty quick. The other thing you can do, so let me get myself a wooden test range here. Is you can throw it. Any block that it can't mine through or cut through, it'll stick on and just continue to spin.
That's awesome.
Nice. I like this a lot. And our final item, if I can find it in here, is the liquid drainer. Now, the liquid drainer is an awesome little item. Basically, if you right-click with it, and I don't believe it uses any wind-up energy, it's a 10 times size water bucket. So now, for example, if I open that back up, I need an infinite water source. Boom! Recollecting water. Nice. And you can just place it out in the world. I like it. I like it a lot. Now, I think, and this is actually my first time checking this, so bear with me if I'm completely mistaken. But I believe, yes, it works with any liquid. Nice. And then, I think it's kind of difficult to get items out, I believe. I believe the only way to do it is to pour it out, and then, yeah. I don't think it'll work in a liquid transposer. But still, that's really nice. Guys, there are a couple other toys in this mod that I haven't gotten to. You guys will really just have to go and play this mod and, use it yourselves. It's a really awesome mod. I can't wait to see where it goes. I kind of hope that the Steam system might be integrated with Liquid API and the Railcraft Steam system, but that's up to the mod maker as always. So I hope you enjoyed this spotlight. Remember to click like, leave a comment, maybe even subscribe to my channel if you really like it. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching, and remember, happy mining.